All right. Hi, Lilia.
Hello.
Hi, Bear.
Okay, we're on Facebook Live. Harlan's.
Hello, we are actually trying to get in through Leland. Is Antoine?
He's joining. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Apparently, Harlem School of the Arts just had an amazing graduation. And thank you for bearing with us as they slowly trickle in from their festivities. My name is Michelle Orsi Gordon. I'm the executive coordinator at NOMA, and thanks for joining us. We are here to learn more about Harlem School of the Arts. And you guys all know the drill. You're going to be unmuted. If you have a question to ask, please use the chat. And I'm going to introduce our executive director, Nuria. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Welcome to our Thursdays with NOMA 2021 Art Stroll edition. Before we begin tonight, it is my pleasure to introduce NOMA's Stroll coordinator, Martin Collins, who has a special statement with us to share with us tonight. Martin.
Thank you, Nuria. Michelle, good evening, everyone. Sisters Uptown Bookstore opened in January of 2000 at 1942 Amsterdam Avenue and West 156th Street. And they added Sisters Uptown Cultural Center in 2007. Jennifer Wilson, 2014 Uptown Art Stroll honoree, is the founder, president, and visionary of Sisters Uptown Bookstore and Cultural Center, and her daughter, Corey Wilson, is vice president and manager of operations. Sisters provides resources to the community to nurture their minds, hearts, and souls with present and past works of gifted African-American authors, other great writers and intellectuals, including masters of spoken word. Sisters is a staple in the community for 21 years. Not just a bookstore, they are a community resource center for the exchange of information and ideas, whose motto is knowledge is key. Our thanks to Sisters Uptown Bookstore and Cultural Center for sponsoring Thursdays with NOMA and Harlem School of the Arts. Nuria, back to you.
Thank you, Martin, and thank you, Sisters Uptown Bookstore. Welcome. We are an extra intimate group tonight on Zoom, but we are broadcasting out, live streaming on several different networks. So this is kind of an exciting way to do this tonight. I know that the Harlem School of the Arts had just had a graduation, so we are so appreciative of them being here tonight. It's exciting for them. It's exciting for us. Good evening to those of you I see, and for those of you who I don't see, those of you who are new to NOMA, and those of you who are old friends. We are happy that you are with us tonight. My name is Nuria Leyva Gutierrez, and I am the executive director of NOMA. And for those of you who don't know what we do, we are an art service organization with the mission to support artists and to support arts organizations in Northern Manhattan. Once again, welcome to our 2021 stroll and to Thursday nights with NOMA. And thank you for being here, for supporting us, and for helping us honor our incredible artists. Last week was a big week for us here in Washington Heights. We were on view for the world to see on the silver screen through the premiere, of course, of In the Heights musical. And Lilia, we saw your wonderful works, which was super exciting. So congratulations. But we are here tonight on Zoom and on Facebook. And beyond. And we are doing what we do best in Uptown, and that is to bring to our community, to our city and beyond, an abundance of talent, dedication, passion, and joy. And we at NOMA are grateful for all of you and for our many sponsors who have really committed to supporting us this year. Warner Brothers, Spectrum, Telemundo, West Harlem Development Corporation, Con Ed, DCLA, council members Levine and Rodriguez, HBO, United Way, New York Presbyterian, and Google. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have so many exciting things in the works, and we can't wait to share them with all of you. To that end, please visit our website, sign up for our newsletter, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. And as for tonight, and as always, this is an interactive program, so we want to hear from you. Feel free to put your questions in the chat. Feel free to put your questions on Facebook. We will have those funneled to us as well. We will give you a chance to ask them either live or through the chat of our featured guests, which I am thrilled to now present. Tonight, we have with us the Harlem School of the Arts, which has for 57 years enhanced the lives of children and families through their multidisciplinary programs in music, in dance, in drama, and in the visual arts, serving over 5,000 students in their extraordinary 37,000 square foot space. Their work has been nothing short of transformative. And before I turn the stage over to these magnificent artists, I'd like to introduce Eric G. Pryor, president of the Harlem School of the Arts since 2015, and staunch advocate for arts education and a professional artist himself. Pryor earned his BA in painting at Wayne State University and an MFA at Tyler School of Art at Temple University. He is also a graduate of Columbia University's Executive Leadership Program for Nonprofits. His paintings have been exhibited at the Wellesley College Museum, Detroit Artist Market, Sandy Webster Gallery, and the Transit Art Collection for the MTA. Before joining Harlem School of the Arts, Pryor served as executive director for the Center for Arts Education, an organization that champions arts education through advocacy, programming, and school partnerships throughout New York City. Served as the director of the New Jersey State Museum and the executive director of the Visual Arts Center of New Jersey. He serves on the board of New Yorkers for Art and Culture and has served on committees for public art and taught classes at several colleges and universities. As president of Harlem School of the Arts, Pryor proudly leads an institution which, through its focus on arts and arts education, champions social justice, empowers children to discover their identities, and prepares students for college and career success by cultivating their artistic, community, and critical thinking abilities. It is my pleasure to turn the evening over to Eric Pryor, who is here tonight to tell us about the Harlem School of the Arts and to show us all the superb and meaningful work it has done and continues to do. And so I won't waste one more second. Eric, you own the stage.
I feel like I'm not going to be seen. Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up there. Can everybody hear me all right? My sound is all right? Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that wonderful, kind introduction. I was saying to myself, who is that guy she's talking about? It's just so good to be here and be with everyone virtually. I'm so glad to be joined by our team here at HSA. For those of you who know the position I'm in, we get to help raise the money, and occasionally they'll let me give an idea, a little small ideas, occasionally artistically. But I'm in good hands. These folks are so supremely talented. And evidence of that you'll see tonight. HSA was founded in 1964 by Dorothy Maynard. Ms. Maynard was a visionary. She was an institution builder. If it wasn't for the work of Ms. Maynard, we wouldn't have been able to do the $9.5 million renovation we just did. Ultimately, I stand on her shoulders and all of those who ran this wonderful institution. It was said earlier, we work in dance, music, theater, as well as the visual arts and media. We have students that are as young as 3 up to 18. I would say one of the things as we look at our name, Harlem School of the Arts, is that we're not a school. We're actually an art center. And our name Harlem School of the Arts because when Ms. Maynard founded this institution, she knew at the core of the work at Harlem School of the Arts was the training. But what she also recognized and realized is she felt like when she founded HSA, the majority of these young people wouldn't go on to necessarily sing in the concert halls like she did, or be in museums for exhibitions, or to be on Broadway. But she felt like the arts were essential to the development of young people. And we know she was right about that. But one of the things she wasn't right about was how many of our students would go on to have fabulous professional careers. And just to give you a few of our esteemed alums that are out there, Lenny Kravitz is an alum of HSA. Caleb McLaughlin is a alum of HSA. Zazie Beetz, John Carlos Esposito, Shahadi Wright Joseph, and Zara Howard. There's so many people who've come through this institution. And I just say, I'm proud to have an opportunity to lead this organization and an opportunity to be associated with such greatness. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to, all right, we're going to go to one of our first performances.
Yeah, I think we should get on to the performance. Before we do that, I want to say Londa Wynn to the music. And all that sings on key, and Nathan Simmons, our chair of dance, and our graduating senior, Malia Ramadan. So what we
And Aubrey Lynch.
Myself, I'm Aubrey Lynch, the Chief Officer of Education. I think we have Jay Cook. And Jay Cook is there. Oh, Jay, is Jay there? Oh, she's there. Jay Cook, say hello. She's one of our students. So great. So hello, sweetie. Okay, great. So we afterwards, we're going to show you our performance. So we're going to push play. There is important work to be done. As the Chief Officer of Education and Creative Programs, and during my 10-year tenure with the Harlem School of the Arts, I am reminded every day that nothing can stand between us and the important services we provide. The work is too important. Through the ups and downs of life, I've had to ask myself, what am I willing to do, to put aside, to endure, to do the work? So when Eric gave me the call, Friday morning, March 13th, 2020, I'll never forget it. And we talked about closing the school for a few weeks and reopening April 4th. We could not have known to the degree we would have to prove how important this work is. And dare I say, after one of the most extraordinary years, potentially of our lives, we are still doing extraordinary things.
Last day before quarantine.
Oh my God.
Last day before quarantine. How we feel? How we feel last day before quarantine? We don't come back till April 4th.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taken a huge toll on everybody's physical and mental well-being. There was a period where everybody felt as though they lost a piece of themselves, along with the loss of family members, jobs, and happiness. However, for artists during the pandemic, we were already accustomed to expecting the unexpected. And when the pandemic became as serious as it can get, many artists, including myself, struggled to find the motivation to continue peeling off the new layers to their passion. It felt as though all of our hard work since the start of our journey was slowly draining its way out. And if it wasn't for the help of friends, my HSA family, and so many other varying factors, I would have seriously considered quitting the one thing that makes me proud and unique.
I love how
you
it's
remember 2019 when I was practically the person giving you guys the answers to stuff.
Okay, so we're recording, just so everyone knows, we're recording now, and we're so excited for all of us to watch our scenes together. Diving into Shakespeare, as you can imagine, requires a great deal of technicality.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind, nor hath love's mind.
All right, ladies, we're gonna go from the top. So starting with the feet in that double position, yes. Arms close to our hips. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Type 2, 3.
Over the last 10 years, I have found nothing more important than the work that we do to ensure that these young people have a voice. Nothing can stand in our way. Not the pandemic, social uprising, our isolation, and the impact this has on our mental health and the wellness of our young people, the recent brutalization of Asian people, the murder of Black men in the streets, and certainly not the petty skirmishes of adults. The work is too important, especially now. Let us ask ourselves, what are we willing to do to continue to do this work? What must we put down? Our feelings, our egos, how we may feel about one another, how we may feel about people we love, live with, or work with. What are we willing to do or change about ourselves to do this work? The future of these young people depend on what we do every day. We cannot allow anything to stand in our way.
Although we have many lost memories, times that we will cherish forever in our minds, of us dancing together, holding each other, laughing, and many more. I will still forever be grateful for how this pandemic has shown me that no matter what happens, I will always love dance and I will always be a dancer.
I've always been a mover, an energetic, young, bright-eyed Black boy constantly finding new streams to exude my energy. It wasn't until 7th grade when I secretly fell in love with dance. A tall, lean boy in middle school who loved to dance wasn't a common thing in my school and was often laughed upon. I quickly grew out of my shame for dance and began to dance for me. My love for dance grew when it started to become therapeutic, a way to escape reality, display emotions, and make connections. But this relationship isn't one that's stable. Oftentimes, self-doubt creeps in and success feels unreachable. But even in those moments, I find encouragement in every tandu, hope in every stretch, and success in every class, because every day I dance is a day that I've succeeded.
At the age of 3, I told my mom I wanted to dance. I was always an active child, always outside trying to keep up with my brothers. I grew up watching them play tennis, basketball, and soccer. I ended up doing gymnastics and track, but dance was the one that stuck with me the most. I grew to like the feeling dance gave me of being free. But as I got older, I loved the feeling dance gives me of accomplishing something really hard. But I loved most was creating and sharing the space with my peers, seeing our blood, sweat, and tears turn into something magical. As I went through the many stages of my life, I grew away from dance. When I started high school, I buried myself into a hole, away from my siblings, parents, teachers, and friends. I thought my passion would save me, but it didn't. I built a wall so thick I couldn't express myself through my movement or through anything at all. But I also felt that dance didn't accept me, seeing my body change throughout the years. I made it my purpose to get back to my slim 7th grade body. The constant exercising and not eating physically and mentally drained me, so I just stopped showing up. But I always go back to the reason dance keeps me going, sharing laughs, memories, and accomplishments with my friends. The friends I created in dance are the reason I keep going. Through them, I learned to open up and break down the wall I've had for years.
I want my life to be like a beautiful, juicy, crispy piece of bacon. Everything in your experience of like you frying that bacon, you're like, wow, like I'm opening this package. I'm putting it in the pan. I'm lighting the flame. I hear it sizzling and I'm taking it off the pan and I'm draining the extra grease and I'm eating this sweet bacon. So every step that we take to live our lives should also be just as delectable and delicate. And our lives should be delicious. We should feel so fulfilled. It should nurture us. It should drive us.
Wow, great job, girl. Right. Oh.
Every day should feel like frying bacon.
To move is to allow the light in. To move is to unveil your sorrows. To move is to provide joy, which is why I dance. Starting late in this field has been one of my most proudest moments and also one of my biggest setbacks. I never thought I would embark on a journey at 14 where I would constantly find new things to love while also losing a part of who I am because of the physical demand crafted and sculpted by the ideologies of a European white man. But my love runs deeper than a societal standard, because when I see children smile and I realize I'm an example for my community, the fire grows stronger and I begin to paint stories where now I'm the answer. Stories in which are of my own, and stories in which others trust me to share, because in dance, I make sure to tell them with great care.
Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream that is deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. And now we will demonstrate this universal truth through art.
Many people wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. When I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand, or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palms of my hands, the need for my care. Because I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's my mother and all your mothers, and my grandmothers, and your grandmothers, and my great-grandmothers, and your greats, and my great-greats, and all you women, and me.
That was phenomenal, indeed. Wow. Wow. That was so many things, so inspirational to see them. I'm so moved, and I also have a new analogy sort of for life. Every day should be like frying bacon.
That's right. Sweet fried bacon.
Yes, a juicy. I want my life to be a juicy, crispy piece of bacon, sizzling, right? Delectable and delicious. Wow.
So that was Malia Ramadan who wrote that poem. This is Samaya, who is in The Phenomenal Woman, and Jay Dare Cook, at home in Pennsylvania, is the singer from one of the songs. So these are our students that inspire us every single day.
Unbelievable, truly. And what a gift, seeing, I think the sort of the leitmotif tonight was this notion of having purpose, right? Losing your purpose and then finding it anew. And you have done that so remarkably, individually, collectively, and it's really extraordinary to see. Tell us a little bit more about working through COVID. I mean, that notion of purpose, right? Whoever wants to take that, just tell us a little bit about that, because that was so, powerful and poignant, and really, that's what sort of struck me. Anyone can take this. I mean, I feel like I'd love to hear a little bit more.
I would say, at home for our young people, and even for us as educators and directors, we had to rethink everything, how we taught our classes, how we prepared for our classes. It was a were videos that our students created. They learned how to use iMovie. They did the editing. We guided them through it because we knew that the art and the training had to continue. They still had to continue learning that. And maybe that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, the pandemic hit us all at a very tumultuous time, and we're so used to going to studios and putting on for other people. But the pandemic allowed me to really redirect my focus and my attention towards myself. How am I on a daily living out to be the best artist that I know I can be? And how am I bettering myself and my art to provide it back towards the community? And there's nothing wrong with taking ownership of your art and ownership of the choices you make to better yourself. And the pandemic and being at home as a whole really enforced the idea that I'm deserving of my time and the space that I take up. Like he said, my living room became a dance studio. My home became a place where I can nurture myself. And although HSA is definitely a home that I'll never leave, making sure that my parameters of my own home were there for me was very transformative. And I'm thankful that I got to get to know myself, get to know deeper my purpose, like you said, as an artist. And I'm thankful for the time that I've spent, alone, incorporated, and not isolated. I learned that through bettering myself as an artist, I'm connecting with people that paved the ways before me. So it was definitely redefining what being at home alone was. And I definitely got to relearn myself as an artist and as a person.
Yeah. That's wonderful. I mean, there's there's the literal stretching that you do as dancers, right? But it's also that mental stretch, as educators, this is the moment, right? This is the moment where you really do have to dig and to think and to innovate and to stretch, right? You have to find that agility, that mental agility, the physical agility, the emotional agility, to get in touch with yourselves. And then also, the process, the artistic process, which is not only to sort of get in touch with yourself, but to get in touch with yourself so that you can then share, which is it's a whole other part of the process, right? So interesting. This last piece, it's a beautiful way, to close out the show. To show out the presentation. What can you tell me about that piece? Like, where did that come from, and what, where were you when you were doing this? Like, mentally, physically, where were you?
The piece Phenomenal Women was an excerpt of Mr. Leland Simmons' greater work In Search of Our Mother's Garden. And for myself, it took a lot of deep diving to know who Dr. Maya Angelou was, and to really understand those words and find those words in myself. I know I definitely had to find the meaning for myself of what phenomenal meant in order for me to tell that story authentically. And I think part of dance is sharing your humanity. So for myself, I did a lot of research, and I found a lot of inspirational women who inspired me, and also found qualities within myself that I think is phenomenal in order for me to share that story.
Wonderful. I love that idea. I think that notion of, the introspection, that is such a part of the process, right? Again, this idea of purpose, and I think when something so catastrophic is happening around us, that notion of, why am I doing this, right? What does it actually mean, right? And how do you sort of, again, tap into that and sort of say, no, what I do is important. What I do matters. What I do, brings joy or makes connections or creates community. That process was so on view tonight. I think Martin has a question as well. Martin, did you want to ask a question?
Sure. First, I want to thank everyone, all of you, for a truly magnificent performance, a truly terrific video. Thank you for all of your hard work, your great work, and a magnificent performance tonight. We truly enjoyed it. As the city reopens, what new events, programs will Harlem School of the Arts present or is planning to present?
Okay. Great question, Martin. Well, right away, as you saw earlier, here, we are doing the A-Train Arts Festival. So actually, coming, I guess it's Saturday, there is going to be some amazing presentations that'll be happening. I think we start the first at
5 o'clock. On Saturday, the 12 o'clock will be an alumni roundtable. We come back and talk to some alumni. Was that on tomorrow's faculty concert on the Friday? You guys will be celebrating about that.
So we're going to do a faculty recital on Friday, tomorrow, that will celebrate one of our faculty that has taught in the community our students African Latin percussion. And his name is Baba Don Eaton, and he served HSA for over 30 years. So I felt that it was very important that we pay homage to him for teaching our kids African Latin percussion.
We'll cap the evening off with
through a partnership with Harlem Chamber Players, we will present Pity These Actions, and that is with the Harlem Stage and Green Space, WQXR, and it's works of African American composers. And one of the composers, Trevor Weston, is the piece The People Could Fly, which the dance department is going to perform, as well as the 25-piece orchestra to play. So, and that piece was choreographed by Mr. Leland Simmons. And so we're really excited to see the premiere of that event. I also want to plug that our students, it's going to be 40 of our students in musical theater. We have figured out how to use Zoom, where we're going to be presenting The Princess and the Frog. And the parents and the students have really worked it out at home. They found costumes. The parents have done makeup on the kids. The kids have learned their lines, their scripts, and their songs. And we will present that at 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Wonderful. That's great to hear all of these events that you're planning. It's so interesting too, to go from the hybrid, or to go from the virtual world to now the semi-public world, into hopefully the fully public world. Seems scary and exciting all at once, right? We have a tradition here at NOMA, Thursday nights with NOMA, where we ask a few kind of rapid fire questions, just kind of off the cuff. So I'm going to ask a few. I don't know which one of you brave souls wants to take the question, but I'll just throw it out there. And anyone wants to answer, right? I don't know who's feeling brave tonight, but I'll ask them. And this is sort of, you can modify this however you want, but the question is, who or what is your favorite artist or performer or dancer, or what, if you, I know it's, anytime you ask an artist, it's like, who's your favorite? It's kind of like, well, today, right now, this is the person. So I know it's one of those questions. So this is kind of like, at this moment, who's occupying your brain? Anyone?
Well, for me specifically, my number one will always just be both of my parents, because both of them are performers. My mother's a dancer and my father's an actor. And it's just something that I always look up to and think about, and just, they tell me their stories, and I think it's just amazing, and I love them so much, and they're very good people.
That's beautiful. That's a great answer. I hope.
Jay Cook is actually her mother, Angelique. I danced with the Lion King. You were a baby when I last saw you. I never did that. Oh my God. Angelique is a fabulous singer. So I agree. Go ahead.
So you all have graduations on your brain. So too, it's like a very emotional time. I know, I have a son who's graduating from high school and another one's graduating middle school. So I'm sort of in that same headspace. So I know that all of this.
Middle school. I can't even believe they're going to high school.
I No, you see them as littles, and then all of a sudden, I know. All right, so here's another one. Whoever wants to take this, maybe this is for you. What do you consider your greatest achievement?
My greatest, okay. When we think about achievements, we always think that there's sort of like big spectacle, or this award, I did this, this, and this. But I think that our greatest achievement every day is waking up. Our greatest achievement is putting our best foot forward. Our greatest achievement is the choice to present our art in a way that makes us vulnerable, but also, like you said, adds to our purpose. Our greatest achievement is, putting our best foot forward and making sure that our contribution is meaningful, and not only meaningful to others, but meaningful to ourselves. Because in life, we're always searching for the reason why. Like you said, why doing what I'm doing? How am I ensuring that what I'm doing counts? And when you root that purpose of my existence is important, I deserve to be here. And when I say I mean me, all of the sitting here, and then Washington, listening to everyone in this world that's alive, has a space to make their own. And we achieve every day by choosing to be ourselves, to wake up, to prosper, and to step out in the world and live.
That's a great answer. I think one of the young men in the video said, every day that I dance is a day that I've succeeded. And there you have it, right? Yeah, just waking up, being there, doing those things. Yeah. All right, so here's our last question, and this is a tough one. What is your motto or your words to live by? Who wants it?
I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Perfect. That's fantastic. What a wonderful way to end this beautiful night. You are all, it's extraordinary. Thank you for bringing so much joy and so much substance and meaning to our Thursday evenings. Truly, it's been an honor to have you here tonight. We thank you so much. And we look forward to all of these events that you have coming up. We're so happy that you're here with us tonight at NOMA. And we look forward to further collaborations with you. And I can't wait to see what all of these young people do and these wonderful educators and leaders as well. Thank you all for being here. Before we go out tonight, I don't know if you have any final words that you wanted to say. No, Eric, did you want to close out a little bit and then turn to Martin?
I would just love to say thank you for having us. I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. It's amazing. I'm truly inspired by young people, when I think about that question, the greatest achievement, it's just really doing my best to pay it forward and, make it where they can take up the mantle, where they can become the next leaders of institutions like NOMA or Harlem School of the Arts, and be the next, our future great storytellers, whether it be through dance, through song, through theater. We know these young people are destined to do great things. And we can just be a little bit of the wind beneath their wings. And we know our lives have true purpose.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I have great faith in this next generation. I really do. Thank you again. Martin, do you want to close out the evening tonight?
Sure, Neria. Thank you, everyone. I want to remind everybody that the 19th Uptown Art Stroll continues in West Harlem, Washington Heights, and Inwood, with Behind the Book and Northern Manhattan Arts Alliance giving away over 4,000 free books on Saturday, June 19th from noon to 4 p.m. at Mitchell Square on West 166th Street and Broadway. Rain date is Saturday, June 26th. Tomorrow, Friday, June 18th, is Word Up Community Bookshop's 10th birthday party from 3 to 9 p.m. at their home on West 165th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. Also on Friday, June 18th at 7 p.m. and continuing on Saturday, Harlem School of the Arts A-Train Festival and our good friends at Harlem Stage. Dance Freedom Through Movement continues at 11 a.m. on Zoom and 3 p.m. at Riverbank State Park on Saturday. Meanwhile, artists Natasha Beshenkovsky and Rafaela Nunes Open Studios will also take place on Saturday. On Sunday, June 20th, we invite you to see artist Wade Trefethen's Scenes of the City. Also, Cloud Spitter, a dozen brass instruments perform at Muskota Marsh and Isham Park. There's also Marjorie Elliott's Parlor Jazz at 3:30 and Cornerstone Studios Virtual Open Studios at 8 p.m. all on Sunday. On Monday, June 21st, Annette A. Aguilar and the String Beans live from the Dykeman Farmhouse at 6:30 p.m. on NOMA's Facebook Live and Dykeman Farmhouse's Facebook Live. And we also remind you that the Moth and Northern Manhattan Arts Alliance will present the Moth Main Stage featuring Lin-Manuel Miranda and Chiara Alegria Hudes on Wednesday, June 30th at 7:30 p.m. live streamed from the United Palace. And for information on all of those events and scores more of Uptown Art Stroll events happening uptown through June 30th, we invite you to please see our website, nomanyc.org. That's NOMAANYC.org for information. Thank you all for watching this evening, and good night, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Clearly, the arts are alive, and we're so much better for it. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, everyone.
Good night.